tasks up over on my other monitor, I quickly pulled it up and I was like, wait, I'm right here. I'm going to run through the location. I need to go in this cabin. I need to go on the back of the truck and get the controller out of it. And after I killed that sniper up there, I actually had seen two because I saw a blue Untar helmet as well, and I didn't see that. I'm like, well, his buddy's going to be looting him. I can get the thing I need out of the cabin. I can get the thing out of the back of the truck, and then I can get out. And I guess I just wanted to talk about that because you mentioned it too. You're like, I've had a goal, I've had a plan, I've had a progression track that I've been pushing. And had I not had that plan and not thought about it or had it quickly accessible, I was never going to go into my character screen and scroll through the tasks and figure out what I needed to do. But on my other monitor, it said Woods, and it had the trader, the task name, and basically what I needed to do. So I looked over, and it was, and I can't even remember what trader it was now, but it was the trader, the task, and it said Cabin 3 under the bed. And then the other one was in front of the warehouse in the back of the truck in the box. So I looked over, quickly saw that, and I'm like, oh, I'm right here. I just killed this guy. I need to go do that. And it was great. And so taking the time to map out what I could possibly do on each map not only let me communicate better with my teammate, but it also gave me a huge advantage in raid to have a quickly accessible guide of what I'm going to try to accomplish if I get a chance to do it. And I truly believe that it led to that being one of the most memorable woods raids I've ever had.
Absolutely. The idea of having a plan is not a new one, I guess, for both of us in Tarkov, but I would say the detail at which we're going about it maybe is more thorough this time around. And I'll give you two examples from the past week pushing tasks on customs. The areas where you go into the dorm rooms. So there's two tasks I'm thinking of. One is in the 2-story dorm, one's in the 3-story dorm. I did both of those tasks by myself, and I got in and out. And I'll tell you kind of how I planned on doing it. I had looked up both of them before I started the raid on the wiki, so I knew exactly where I was going. Had the keys ready to go that I needed for the doors. Also brought in money with me because I had planned on extracting with the vehicle extract right behind the dorms. So I went into the raid kind of thinking this is my purpose for this raid, and I didn't get distracted with looting or going after PMC kills or scav kills. I was ready to engage if I had to, but my goal was to get into the raid, make my way around, sneaking by dorms and wait for the initial group of PMCs to kill each other or kill whatever is going on in there, Rashala if he was in there, and just wait for all the PvP to happen and try to get into the dorms with about 15 to 20 minutes left in the raid and go get my quest items and get out. And I did that. I did that 2 times. So, honestly, it took me a couple hours to do that because of the way that I did it. But I completed both of those quests the first time because I did it with purpose. And going in there, getting the quest item that I needed, getting out of the dorm and making it over to the vehicle extract and then leaving was extremely successful. I also did them at night because there's just less random PvP at night, it seems like at this point. And it was all done kind of as a plan. And so I think doing what you're doing and doing it the way that you're talking about it is absolutely kind of the way that, at least for me, I've had success pushing tasks and quests that I probably would have had a lot more trouble doing before on my own.
Yeah, and I keep adapting the way that I'm doing this, right? And I think last week I talked a little bit about it. I had the piece of paper. The paper's done. I'm over the paper. It's done. And now I'm using Notepad, just a skinny little notepad on a fifth of my screen on my second monitor. And what I have on it, and I'm looking at it, is I have each map. Again, it's the trader, the task, and the basics of what I need. So right now on Woods, I have a task for Prapper. It's the shootout task, and I need to kill 5 more scabs for that one. I also have the search mission. I need to find Prapper's convoy. On Shoreline, I have therapist. I just truncated it to health 2. I need to go into West 306 and the items on the windowsill, etc., etc., etc. Below that, I have hideout. And I went through the wiki and I figured out the remaining hideout items that I need to finish out the hideout in its entirety. And so every time I find something and put it into my scab junk box, I just mark off how many I put in. So at this point, to finish the hideout entirely, including Bitcoin Farm 3, solar generator, booze generator, all of that, I need 7 more power supplies, 1 more Shustrillo, 1 fire clean, 5 military cable, 2 SOCOM, 2 VPX, 8 circuit, 35 CPU fans. You need so many CPU fans for the hideout. The price is going to go up on those. Get ready. 8 pressure gauges, 4 military power filters, and 2 phased array elements. And that's it. And then I'm done with the hideout. And that sounds like a lot, but I am nearing the end actually. And since it's hideout, I can buy any of those that I haven't found as I get to the end. But if I'm in raid and I find one of those, I value those higher than something that I could sell because I can throw it in my scab junk box, I can hold it, and I'm very close to the end of progression on hideout. And for me, that's really important because once that's done, basically any barter item I find I can sell and just make money from it at that point, unless I'm going to save it for a trade. So then the last thing on my spreadsheet is just find and raid quest items that I know are coming up or that I have active right now. So the big one that I have written down there is 2 find and raid graphics cards. So I'm crafting one of those right now, and then I'm hopeful to find another one within 48 hours when that craft is done. So that's what my little notepad is doing right now. And it's just super, there's nothing fancy about it. It's just a notepad. But having that available, and like if I'm in a raid or in interchange and I find 3 motors and then there's a propane and a power supply unit, I can quick look and be like, oh, I need the power supply unit. Motor's gone. I'm done with motors. I have all that I need. Even though motors are really valuable, it may be worth me dropping that motor. Now, power supplies are worth a fortune right now, but you kind of get the gist. It's just super nice to have a quick check list.